Hi everyone, I'm Barchi, Gentle Guide, and I'm really glad that you're here. If you're struggling with your life purpose or passion or however you want to call it, welcome. In my last video, we talked about the underlying force behind our actions, or in other words, our values. And I'll put a link in the description box or the comment section down below. And in this video, I would like to tie our values to our needs. Knowing our needs is important. And sometimes we don't know them because some of us were never encouraged to have them or express them in a safe way when we were young or growing up. And it's never too late to start acknowledging our values, not sorry, our needs and values. In this video, you will learn about figuring out your needs, why you do or don't do certain things, linking your needs to your purpose, and I will also talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So, what are your needs? At this point, I would invite you to grab a pen and a piece of paper. And before we continue, have you by any chance had the time to do the exercises in my first video of this series? And there is a link, or I'll put a link in the description box or the comment section down below for you to watch it. And if you have time, please do so because it will really help you go further. And if not, here is a quick recap so that you can be prepared for this exercise. So, what I want you to do is to write down all the activities that you engage in from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, including cooking, meeting up with friends, watching TV, brushing your teeth, everything. Include every little detail, okay? All right. I really hope that you have been frank about what you are doing during the day. Being upfront will only help you get to know yourself better, and trust me, there should be no judgment on how you spend your day, only understanding. And besides, you don't need to share this list with anyone. Now that you have your list ready of all your activities that you're doing during the day, let's see what they have to tell you or what they can tell you about your needs. So, what are your needs? What I want you to do now is to check each activity one by one at a time, and ask yourself, which need am I meeting with this activity, whatever the activity is? And let's go through some of these, shall we? I know that some of mine are scrolling through Instagram. And what does that mean? For example, what is my need? If I ask myself, which need am I meeting with scrolling through Instagram? Well, it can be fun, I get inspiration, and I also feel connection. So, fun, inspiration, and connection. And then we have brushing teeth. And the need that I have, it's health. I want my body be healthy. And then job. You put whatever work you do, and it can be money, security, or being of service, whatever that is for you, whatever need that you're meeting. And for example, we can also put hugs, which can be, for example, connection, then food, which is nourishment for our body. It can also be need for, let's say, if food is in social setting, it can also act or serve as connection. And yoga, and obviously there are more, but these are just a few examples. And yoga is for calming my nervous system and also taking care of my body so that my body is flexible and just alive. All right. So when you have that done, I'm inviting you to first look if there is a pattern of needs that you are wanting to meet. For example, is there a consistent need that is coming up for you? Let's say, in my case of scrolling through Instagram, there was a need of connection. And then we go to the second question and ask ourselves, are there any other ways to attend to those needs in a more meaningful way rather than scrolling through Instagram? Can I have fun or inspiration and even connection, as I mentioned, in any other way? Or maybe I want to spend less time on Instagram and do something else, right? And what would that be? And maybe what I also want to do is just reduce time spent on Instagram. And it's nothing wrong with Instagram. I'm just giving you options. Think about what really matters, what is beneficial for you, what is really the best way for you to meet a certain need that you have. And as usual, for those of you who like to go deeper, I have a good question for you. I would like to know if there are certain things that you don't do. Why is it that you don't do them? And I'll again use this example of Instagram. And let's say that I spend 2 hours per day on Instagram instead of working on something that I really love and enjoy. Or even let's say I choose Instagram over a book. Here I'm inviting you to dig deeper and see if there might be any fear which is lurking around, underneath the surface. And what kind of fear is there? Also, what needs need to be taken care of for me or for you to choose something that you love over Instagram? What needs to be taken care of so that I choose something that is more of value for me than scrolling through Instagram, for example? This I find that this is a very valuable question. And yeah, I really challenge you to think about it if you feel called to. But for others, let's go back and tie up everything to your purpose. Okay, I have a few questions for you. Question number one. Say that you already have a job or a hobby slash passion that you really enjoy. What needs of yours would be met? So for example, just imagine you're doing what you're doing, you love it, whatever. It can be also hobby, it doesn't have to be a job. Just imagine something, and then what needs would be met? Yeah, just think about it and write them down. That's really great if you can write everything down, because what tends to happen is we get these very interesting insights or downloads, but then, as quickly as they come, they tend to disappear. So value those and write them down, because you are full of wisdom. Don't underestimate that, your intuition and everything that's in you. Question number two. If you have a job that you aren't as excited about, ask yourself, what needs aren't being met here? Is there any other outlet that will let you meet those needs? And what can that be? You can even brainstorm, just allow yourself to have ideas and to come up with something new, even if right now doesn't seem so obvious or possible, but just allow yourself to have possibilities. Okay. And the last thing, I would invite you to really write down all the things that you need in a job. or employment or entrepreneurial project, or however you want to call it. The last thing, also link those with your values or to your values, because it's really great to have this firm idea what is important, what is this thing that is kind of pulling you forward, what is meaningful for you to do or to stand behind or engage in. And as I said, or maybe I didn't, it's really important that you don't play down your needs. Be honest with yourself and allow yourself to have needs, okay? And if you need permission, you have it. I'm giving you permission at this very moment, okay? Allow yourself to have needs. And lastly, I wanted to quickly talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And I'm sure you've heard of this or you've seen it, but here is a picture. And the reason why I put it there is I can imagine that for certain people, and I hope that's not you, it's really hard to think about or a purpose or something that it's maybe more abstract if our basic needs are met. So that's really important. So our basic needs here serve as a foundation, like a house. It needs foundation. It can just be built on the ground that it's not solid. And here again, our body has its own needs, and we need safety, we need connection. So it's really important that you also maybe check in with yourself. Let's say if you have issues with self-fulfillment and your purpose and all of those things, check in with yourself and really see if maybe some of your basic needs aren't being met. That's really important. And the other reason why I wanted to share this is because Maslow was focused on studying examples of men and women who embodied the unique combination of creativity, love, self reliance, confidence, and independence. Isn't that cool? I really admire this guy. And his theory is that we all have the potential for self actualization. We all have the ability to access our inner resources. And we all are capable of becoming self actualized. And I just find this so amazing. Yeah. So, no matter where you are, what your journey has been so far, what your story is, you have possibility. I wanted to say that we limit our capabilities and create all these mental and emotional barriers. And my intention for you with all these videos that I'm creating is to get back to yourself and remember that you have all the capacity that you need to live your best life. And only you know what that is. And I hope that this video can just help you just a tiny bit. I really hope so. Because I want you to remember that you hold all the wisdom inside and really tap into it. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate you. And you can also work with me. There is a link down below to my website if you feel called to, of course. And I would like to know what your biggest need is. If you can put that or if you can share that in the comment section down below. All right. See you next time. Bye bye.